And welcome back to Act 4, Part 6. Quick catch up. The last parts we just explored the gates of Necropolis. Found a bunch of lore notes and we're on our way at the Silo Loghorian to, I believe, fight the final boss of the base game. Still trying to get a monster infrequent axe from those vanguards, but we haven't found one yet. They drop in here and in Necropolis. And since we cleared the entire Necropolis, hoping to get one in here. I don't even care what the mods are. As long as I can equip it, it's going to be such a DPS increase, it won't matter. Nope. Might not get one, it wouldn't be the first time. Or like I said in the last part, if I do find one, it'll be level requirement 48 or 52 or something crazy like that. There's also not too many of those vanguards around, so it's probably... Oh, Aveline's note, page 1. Huh. Wasn't expecting to find that in here. We found page 3 several episodes ago. And as it turns out, these notes are random drops from these mobs. They start in Act 3 and can go all the way around to Act 4. And even parts of Act 5 where the right mob types is.
We've been on the run for what feels like weeks now. The ethereals are always on our heels, spreading like wildfire across the countryside. The children are starving. The few bites of food we manage to scavenge on the go aren't enough for all 4 of us. I'm not sure how much more of this we can take. Word on the road is that the cult of Ch Tharn is accepting members, that they have food and shelter for all. I've always pictured them as heretical lunatics, howling at the moon as they bathe in blood, but the promises of safety may be too much to pass on. Thalan cringes at the thought of being seen among the Bloodsworn, but we agree that it may be a necessary evil in order to survive. Our children deserve to eat.
It's rough. There's a note called Sealed In, but that's up here, so we got to go down and around. Some of that thing. Come on, I just need one axe. That's all I need. Blood Lord Thalamus. I thought we read some lore notes written by him. And here's his monster infrequent. Final seal. There's a note up here called Sealed In.
At last we stand before the blood-soaked gates of victory. The Loghorian will soon be awakened, and with it we shall usher in a new age. It is you, my loyal supplicants, that have paved the road to our final victory. Your dedication and sacrifice has carried us to the threshold, and I shall see us through. The ancients were determined in their construction of this final chamber. 100 of the Imperium's finest arcanists dropped dead to empower the runes which now bind the Loghorian's tomb. They believed their sacrifice worthy, their seals impenetrable. but we have an army of thousands surging with the power of the dead guard, power that will not be contained. I have gladly put a blade to the throats of my most faithful, and felt the rush of their lifeblood escaping, blood they have given willingly in this final hour. With the power of their blood, I have shattered the final seal and begun the ritual. Soon the Loghorien shall stir from its eternal slumber. The world will shudder once more under the gaze of the mouth of Ch Tharn. Let the blood flow. Thalanis, Bloodlord of Ch Tharn.
Alright, so it sounds like they made a boss or a monster or something. I don't really know where the Loghorien fits in at and how he's all of a sudden created and how he's the final boss of this base game. And here's a lore note called Sealed In.
They promised us freedom. Freedom in exchange for 10 long years of back-breaking labor. But I now know that we are all going to die in this place. Last night, while we slept, they took all the tools and the food. The entrance to the chamber is now solid rock and buzzes with an unearthly hum as if a swarm of wasps were inside. We have been sealed in this horrible place with nothing but these rune-covered crates. There is a putrid moisture to them that bites at the back of your nostrils. I can't stare at the writing on them for too long. They burn the eyes and blur the vision. I don't think we should open them, but the others are starting to get hungry and hoping there is food inside. I know there isn't any. Every muscle in my body is telling me to get as far from those crates as possible. The runes marking them are the same as those we were ordered to carve into the walls of this chamber. I believe this is a prison of some kind, built to hold whatever is slowly oozing out of those containers, and now we are trapped in here with it. I may have been on the losing side of the war, had to watch many of my comrades die on the battlefield. But this is no way for a man to die.
Yeah, they trapped you in there and then killed you when they were done. Alright, so we're going to fight the final boss of Act 4, the Loghorien is his name, with 54% Chaos Res and a level 17 weapon. Well, this is what we got. We haven't found anything better. So hopefully we don't die. This is the Edge of Madness. Oh, Ulgrim's down there fighting with us. It's nice to get some help. What? The dude just picked him up and ate him. Alright, well. Wonder where Ulgrim went. Always try to get these ads down as quick as possible. About got me down. And there he goes. Alright, so when you kill him, you can unlock Elite and Ultimate at level 44. Let's see what treasures we got. And this is Loghorien's monster infrequent here, these shoulders. It gives buffs to Albrecht's Aether Ray, Doombolt, and Flames of Iggy. Not really for our class. None of this stuff is. Alright, well, we didn't find an axe. So we're still rocking a level 17 item. Speak to Inquisitor Creed. Ford icon. First, I'm going to just sell all this stuff because there isn't any of it that I'm going to use. It's all the wrong damage types or... Huh. Oh, I can equip that now. But we got problems with resist, so I need the resist. That's why that's not equipped yet.
Well spent.
Alright, let's see what level 50 item we get.
You've returned. Is it finished then? So our great moment of triumph is soured with tragedy. The cult's defeat at the Necropolis marks humanity's first major victory in this conflict, proving that we are not going to simply lie down and let ourselves be wiped out by fiends and spirits. Word of this victory will spread and give people hope that someday this nightmare will truly be over. Yet we cannot forget those who sacrificed their lives to bring us here. Brave men and women of the Black Legion who took up arms in the defense of Uralai, a nation that scorned them as criminals, outcasts, and even traitors. In death, they were none of those things. They died as heroes. But I refuse to count Ulgrim among the dead just yet. I owe him that much. I could use your help. Are you with me?
Arum Ital. Arum Ital. Loith Soler. Loith Bismir. Morum Ulgrim Thonokolo Utokrain. Attack the loop! This is too dangerous. Need to find another way.
The rift gate! Something's coming through!
Inquisitor Creed. Devil's Crossing was attacked.
Take it easy, John. What's happened?
Some new kind of ethereal. Just smashed right through our defenses. We need reinforcements. We're in bad shape.
I'll send help, but I can't spare much. We're equally pressed here. The loss of Ulgrim to the Void may be more serious than you realize.
Ulgrim is dead, Creed. You must know that. My people need help now. We won't survive another attack.
John,
It came from Malmouth. That thing that attacked Devil's Crossing. I escaped the city with a small group 2 weeks ago. Most died crossing the burning fields. My father was pulled into the bog by cannibals. I had to leave him. I was the only one who made it to Devil's Crossing. Malmouth has been a living nightmare since the Grim Dawn. I was part of the resistance there, if you can call it that. The Ethereals toyed with us, as if we ever had a chance. They let us fight on because they needed us. Needed our bodies for the grotesque things they make deep beneath the city. You think you're safe here, behind your stone walls. But those things from Malmouth will keep coming, and they will find you. And no fortress will ever be able to save you.
a chilling tale indeed. In our fight against the Chthonians, we've overlooked a growing ethereal threat. We must find Ulgrim. But maybe we can aid Malmouth at the same time. You've already done a great deal, but we must ask for your help once again. We need you to strike at the heart of the ethereal invasion, far to the east, in the ruined city of Malmouth.
All right, well, that's the introduction to Act 5.
Good, you're back. Have a moment? I struggle to admit this, but I must abandon my efforts at opening a rift to reach Ulgrim. For all I've learned in battling the occult, I'm no warlock. During my last attempt, I nearly lost control of the ritual when something tried to breach my portal from the other side. This is too dangerous to continue. To make matters worse, Captain Bourbon has just arrived with a girl named Amala, bearing dire news from the east. While we struggled here to stop the Chthonians from unleashing terror and madness upon the world, the Ethereals have been far from idle. Everything they had done in this region is merely a sample of what is to come, if what Amala says is true. As much as it pains me to say this, our plans to rescue Algrim are secondary to this rising threat in the fallen city of Malmouth. The passage north from Burwich is quickly closing as the Aether Fire consumes everything. But perhaps we can accomplish both goals at once. You see, the Luminari have long been aware of a coven of witches hiding out to the north of Burwich, using the treacherous territory to deter pursuers. The witches will know the lay of the land and should be aware of any paths that remain through the Aether Fire. And I have hopes that they will be able to do what I could not. Reveal where the Loghorian has taken Algrim. I would go myself, but I doubt the arrival of a high-ranking Inquisitor will be looked upon kindly within their circle, and I am needed in Devil's Crossing. I know that you have suffered much already in the defense of humanity, but you are the only one I can trust with this. Take my pendant and travel north from the Burwich Estates. A barrier of Aether Fire will stand in your way, but the pendant will make short work of it. Head north through Gloomwald until you reach the edges of Ugdenbald, where I believe the Coven has made their home. You cannot arrive empty-handed, or they may well burn any memory of discovering their location right out of your mind. I recommend you hunt down a creature known as Caraxus Fowl, the scourge of Ugdenbald. I imagine it has grown quite large over the years, preying on unwary travelers making their way through Gloomwald. Find the beast within its waterside lair in Gloomwald, and bring its heart to the Coven. I'm sure they'll find some nefarious use for it. But we must overlook that in light of our situation. Show them this keepsake of Algrim's and find us a way to Malmouth. We will be awaiting your signal.
Excuse me, could I have a moment of your time? I overheard that you will be headed beyond Gloomwald in the hopes of reaching Malmouth. It's noble of you to spearhead this effort, but I was hoping there was something you could look into for me. You see, I did not travel down here alone. I was with my father. He was injured in Gloomwald, and I had no choice but to leave him behind in search of aid.
My father and I were part of a small group that managed to escape the confines of Malmouth's ruins, but we did not get far before the casualties began. The spreading Aether Fire and roaming Ethereals saw to that. But it was not until we reached Ugdenbog that the horrors truly began. Cannibals, poisonous fumes, and even carnivorous plants threatened our every move. By the time we entered Gloomwald, it was just my father and I, but we were not out of danger yet. A pack of cannibals ambushed us in the night. My father was injured in the fray. While it wasn't fatal, I had no choice but to leave him so that I could find help. Eventually, I found my way to Devil's Crossing. I'm not sure how long my father can survive on his own. He was never very good with weapons, or much of anything, for that matter. Nevertheless, he's the only family I've got left, and I want to look for him. But the Inquisitor insists that I first debrief him on every detail that I can recall on Malmouth. On your way through Gloomwald, will you spare some time and search for my father? He cannot have strayed far from the main road.
That might be the first side quest in the game that's actually voice-overed, because the others aren't. So yeah, that's the introduction to Act 5. So it wants us to go to Burwich Village and go north into Gloomwald and find Coven's refuge right here, or Coven's refuge right there. But before we do that, we do have a lore note. Oh, and this is what we got. See, where you always get a level 50 epic for doing this quest or completing this. So no matter what, even if we could use it, we'd have to wait 6 levels. So we got Creed's Pennant to blow up the bridge or whatever we got to blow up, and then we got Ulgrim's Keepsake which I'm not quite sure what to do with that yet. Havoc would be nice, but we can't equip it yet, and it's a gun, so we can't use it.
Inquisitor Creed Entry 9. With the help of the Taken, we've dealt a serious blow to the cult of Cathorn. I don't want to diminish the immensity of such a triumph, especially given the small force and limited resources we're working with, but I fear it has come at great cost. While our attention was focused on denying the Loghorian entrance to this world, the Ethereals were certainly not idle. Many in Devil's Crossing have paid the ultimate price, but such is the way of war, and it may sound callous to say, but we traded well. Losing only a handful while preventing a monstrosity from escaping the void that could have heralded the end of the world, as we know it, is a win for humanity. What disturbs me, though, is the loss of Ulgrim to the void. Bourbon apparently does not share my concern, and I think he sees it as ill-afforded sentiment on my part. Bourbon sees Ulgrim as merely a man, but I am certain there is more to him. I believe he is an ascendant, a man who has become a demigod. Ulgrim expertly plays the part of a jovial and unassuming character, but his eyes say much more. He makes off-handed references to historical events with details and a familiarity of someone recalling a personal memory. For all his outward jocularity, there is gravity to him, and it is clear he has witnessed much. I suspect more than one could experience in a single lifetime. Yet for all that, and despite his obvious efforts to downplay it, Ulgrim possesses remarkable strength and energy for the middle-aged man he appears to be. He often carries himself in a relaxed, casual manner, moving languidly, but at rare moments I have seen him react and move with impassable speed. I feel that he could do much more than he has, in fighting the enemies of man, but I'm not sure why he is holding back. Perhaps we will never know now. Maybe Bourbon is right, perhaps Ulgrim is lost to the void. Somehow, though, I feel we will see him again, and if we do, it would go a long way toward confirming my suspicions. Then again, strange times are these, where a nameless wretch, cut down from the noose, has risen to become possibly the greatest hero of our time. If the Taken continues on this path and survives this war, I wonder if perhaps they too are on the path of ascendancy.
So, Ulgrim's in the void and Creed doesn't care about him. Okay. We got some points here we're going to get. We got a couple more levels, 2 more levels of mastery at least, and I'd like to get some blast shield too for a circuit breaker. We got 1 devotion point, so we'll put that in Behemoth. Thank you for watching and subscribe for more.